Smalland was announced a while back, and ever since its first announcement, the game has been somewhat quiet in its production. There hasn't been much said as to when to expect this title to be finally released to the public eye. However, after all, I do believe that the silence could be a very positive sign. So what is Smalland? To put it simply, think of it as Grounded, but just maybe on steroids. Even though Grounded did a great job with its concept and decided to throw its own little twist to it and adding a storyline to it, I think Smalland manages to completely submerge you in its world, and a lot better. Unlike Grounded, Smalland seems to be focused more on survival element more than anything else, which is plus in my book. In order to have a good survival game, the storyline has little to no impact on the game itself. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have a story and know what's going on in the background, but the cool thing about survival games in general is that you can completely get rid of the story and you'll still manage to almost certainly succeed. And that's of course as long as the title stands out and brings freedom to its world. Grounded has a uniquely designed atmosphere and tells a story, but unfortunately in my opinion it feels very much limited, and that's what breaks it for me. Whereas Smalland seems a lot more promising and most certainly provides the necessity that I call freedom. Right from the start, you're thrown into Smallland's submersive and yet very uniquely designed world, and it seems like you have little to no directions provided to you. You go whatever you want, you can do whatever you desire, there is simply no limit. Apparently when you start the game, you're provided with an option of joining a specific sanction. For example, bees, spiders, and ants. Based on those criteria, you'll have special rewards, pros, cons, you name it. As far as I'm aware, the map in Smalland will be large and there is no loading in between different areas, which is great. The game seems to be very much inspired by Ark Survival, except instead of taming dinosaurs, you have ants and other realistic creatures that roam around your backyard or even possibly in your room as we speak. In Smalland, your main goal consists of securing areas and making settlements out of them. Think of yourself as an ant, and your main purpose is to build a colony and keep that colony alive per se, and keep them safe and stress-free, of course. We already know that you can tame and use other insects to your advantage, whether it's for transportation, protection, or just for the sake of having them. Different biomes seem to require different insects, and based on what your needs are, you'll be required to think and have a strategy. For instance, having a grasshopper might increase your chances of escaping from a predator. However, crossing a river might be an obstacle. But then if you need eyes in the sky, you're better off having a butterfly or some sort of bee. As far as building applies, we already know that you could build houses, villages, and possibly even traps for your defense. The game was initially rumored to come out in November of 2021, but obviously we're just already way past that deadline, so chances are developers were just not happy with the current state of the game and they just decided to wait and delay its release date. Which I do understand could be very frustrating to some, but I'd rather just wait a little bit longer than just see this wonderful title have high hopes and then just doom itself for the sake of rushing it. As of right now, the game is designed to be played up to 10 players. You also have options to play solo, co-op, join someone else's session. The game will offer different seasons, I believe. There's day and night cycles, which will affect your surroundings and your gameplay in general. Now to the most important part of this video, like and subscribe. Nah, I'm kidding. I mean, do like and subscribe, but that's not the most important. These developers have worked on other titles before, and they have published games from other developers. Some of their titles are more popular than others, but listen, the bottom line is they know what they're doing. If the game was delayed once, it is very much likely for a good reason. Some of their published titles were Spirit of the North, Alex Kidd and Miracle World, Sparklight, and the list just goes on and on. Unfortunately, as of right now, there is no official date, which means the game might come out in early access anywhere from 2 months from now, or maybe even towards the end of the year. We don't know. All we do know is that phrase that people like to use nowadays, which is coming soon. That is all. But I'd say if you like that RPG survival genre and you still haven't heard of this game before, I would say keep your eye out on this title specifically. It's been rumored for so long, but at the same time, it's semi-quiet. They do post here and there on Twitter as far as updates and just progress in general, but it's very slow. But hey, at least it's something. Anyways, this was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Bye.